Dear friends of Wild Hunters, it's always a great pleasure for me testing a new product, a new rifle from Davide Pedersoli. In this case we have the new model 8671 Droptine in 30-30. Okay, let's see together some beautiful picture of this new creator, and then we will come back here in studio at the Armeria Innocenti gun shop because I want to introduce you the rifle and its spec, and then we will have fun together shooting at the shooting range and above all on the hunting field. Dear Wild Hunter friends, welcome back to the gun shop. Okay, let's see together the main specs of this fantastic new carbine by Davide Pedersoli, the 8671 Droptine in 30-30 Winchester. Okay, why this name, Droptine? Well, as you know, the Droptine is a word that indicates an anomalous trophy, downward pointed, that is typical of very old, smart and clever deers. So, since this rifle has been developed with the word smart and clever on mind, Mr. Stefano Pedersoli decided to call it Droptine, and I think that it has this word means everything and is particularly well chosen because this is a really smart rifle. Okay, let's start from here, from the pad. It's a super shell pad that can give a lot of comfort in shooting. We know that the 30-30 is not a heavy kicker, but anyway, there are people who do not feel comfortable even with small caliber, so putting a super shell pad, I think it has been a good idea from Pedersoli. Then we have a very special stock. The stock is in technopolymer, is very tough, very robust, very and it is in a color, in a very nice color, and above all, it has been developed for the maximum comfort. Okay, it's an all-weather stock, so you can use it in very bad weather without having any problem. Okay, so the first thing that I can say of the stock is that it has the comb, okay, that is completely adjustable, not only on the height but also in the parallel system, because through this rail that can be mounted on the left side, you can mount here a conventional scope. Okay, so in order to make it possible, it is obvious that Pedersoli had to develop an adjustable stock, not only on the height but also in the parallel system. Okay, the pistol grip is perfect to have in its ergonomy to have the maximum comfort during the action of the lever. Okay, the ring of the lever has been developed a little bit bigger than the standard, so you can use the gloves, light gloves during the hot season, or with the tougher and bigger gloves for the winter time. This is very important. Okay, then we have a sobradimensional stock here in order to maximize the grip on the left hand. Okay, so you can hold ergonomically and very with a strong action the wool stock, so you can be very fast on the shooting. Okay, the total weight of the Droptine is just 3 kilos and 800 grams. Okay, so it is not heavy, but it's not light. This is because the typical construction of this kind of rifle, the 86-71 action, you know, is heavy. It's a little bit heavy, but heavy means two things: long lasting, obviously, and very accurate. This is a very accurate carbine, and you will see it in action at the shooting range and on the hunting field. Is very, very accurate. You cannot believe that a caliber like the 30-30 can be so accurate in such a rifle by Pedersoli. The total length is 95 centimeters. The total length of the barrel is 19 inches, say 48 centimeters. Okay, so it's quite light, it's very compact, and is very ergonomic. This is the main feature for me that I have really appreciated is the ergonomic stock, and and all the weights has been developed to have the maximum possible comfort in shooting. Okay, and also in holding it for a long time, such is typical of the drive hunting, in which you have to hold the rifle for a very long time on your hands. Okay, so you have the possibility to mount a noise suppressor or any other device on the barrel. Okay, because you can mount it just in this part of the barrel. And above all, what I really appreciate over the ergonomic side of the thing, it's the various kind of target acquisition with this particular model of the 8671. First of all, you can mount long eye relief optics, such as this one. I prefer to use this kind of scopes, so long eye relief, because I'm accustomed to use them. I have a long experience with this kind of scope, so I don't have any problem. And this is, I think, 70% of the people who has decided to buy such a type of rifle use this kind of scopes. But anyway, you can mount also a red dot, for example. But just in case, as I told you before, just in case you want to use a conventional scope, you can mount it through this kind of rail, okay, lateral rail. There is also another thing to say. Okay, for what it concerns the detachable the detachable mount, I have decided to use the Alessandro Contessa, because is the more accurate and more tough, the more accurate detachable mount on the market today. I have really appreciated it with many calibers. It doesn't lose the zeroing of the rifle, and even if you take it out for hundreds of times, it is always, the rifle is always dead on. Okay, so I decided also to use the stock rear sight and front sight. They have a fiber optics refs in green for what it concerns the rear sight, and in red on the front sight. The front sight can be removed, is removable, so you can change it with different heights depending upon which kind of ammunition, commercial or reloaded, you are going to use. You have the maximum plethora of sights that you can use in this case. Okay, this is the rear sight is completely adjustable, okay, in windage and in height. And also if you prefer to use a pip sight, okay, or a ghost ring, there are two screws. Is drilled, so you can mount it right here. So for me is the better system with the for open sight, but I have already used it in Africa and in Italy for wild boar. So I was more interested to use it the stock rear and front sight with the fiber optics dots. So this time I will use this kind, just to have more experience in different kind of sight systems. Okay, this is something very important for me. Okay, so now I want to show you some pictures of all the components of this test, and then we will be back a little bit because I want to explain you which kind of reloaded ammunition I have used for the wool test. The capacity of the tubular magazine is 5 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. And another thing I want to point out, that the trigger. Normally the trigger on a lever action is a little bit tough, okay, it's hard. But in this case at the Davide Pedersoli manufacturer, they have done a very great job. They have respected the safety compartment, but the trigger is very crisp. Being a lever action, I can say that is very smooth, and this is a very important question when you are going to judge the accuracy of a rifle. A too tough trigger means scarce accuracy, and the trigger of this Droptine is wonderful, and this is something that reflects on the accuracy compartment, and you will see that this, you will have a proof of this when we will go on the shooting range. So for what it concerns my cartridge, I decided to reload with a 170 grain conventional round nose bullet from Sierra, okay, and I decided to use the Baschieri&Pellagri Carbine powder. I must say that I could use two different kind of powder, the BP106 or the BP107, but I decided to use the 107 because it gave me a little bit more velocity. So in this caliber, the 30-30, you are squeezing the lemon, as we say here in Italy. So even if it's just 5 meters per second more, is more than acceptable. The accuracy is fantastic. So we will use this kind of very classic ammunition. 170, I think, is the most useful cartridge for the 30-30, especially when you go after wild boars. These animals are very tough, so you need a little bit more penetration, and I decided to use it. It's not, you know, I will test the Droptine with the roe deer and also on the wild boar. I must say that for the roe deer, maybe I could use also a 150 or maybe a 160 FTX by Hornady. But you know, for the wild boar, it's better to have the heavier bullets. You never know, especially if you find a very big wild boar. Okay, so now no more talking. Now I want to show you the recipe of my reloading cartridge, and then we will go to the hunting field, passing before a little bit on, obviously, at the shooting range to zero my scope at 100 meters. But I will hold the point of impact just between 1.5–2 inches high in order to be dead on from 0 to at least 150–170 meters. Okay? Okay, let's go now. Okay, friends of Wild Hunters, I am at the shooting range for zeroing my Droptine. I will zero my rifle at 100 meters, holding the group at 2 inches high from the bullseye, in order to be dead on from 0 to 160–170 meters, and I will have to compensate at 200 meters of only 2–3 inches. So 200 meters for me is the maximum distance of shooting range in the hunting field for the 30-30. So the best zeroing I can do is 100 meters with the group at 2 inches high from the bullseye. Okay, let's start shooting. The first shot went 1.5 inches
È 7 questo, no? Questo è 7.
from the center of the bullseye, so we are almost okay. I have to rise a little bit. I'm a little bit too high now, so I have to give 2 clicks low, and we are okay.
Mi raccomando, io lo
This is the last shot. It's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. So now I am zeroed at 150 meters, which is perfect. So now let's go hunting. Okay, now let me show you the group of 3 shots. The 3 shots group is this one. It's very nice. At 100 meters is very, very nice. I'm very satisfied. The 4th went a little bit lower, which is normal for this barrel. I have already noted on this rifle the 4th shot goes a little bit lower, which I think is normal because when the barrel is hot, some rifles the 4th shot goes right on the left or on the right. Some other rifles the shot is high. In this case it's a bit lower. It's something that I have to take care when I will be on hunting on drive for wild boars, but for which is the purpose of shooting with a scope is not important. 3 shots in a dime is more than sufficient, is more than enough. Very nice. I'm very satisfied. So now let's go hunting.